Hi everybody, Dave McCoy here, Editorial Director at New Zealand Trucking Media, and today's going to be a great day because it involves a truck walk around and a truck drive, which, as you know, for me is the best day ever. I get to spend the day with the new FUSO Shogun 530, but not alone. With me is Product Planning Manager for NZ Commercial Distributors, Mr. Ian Porter, and there's no one in New Zealand. How are you, Ian?
Good day.
There's no one in New Zealand that knows more about the FUSO underpinnings and technology than this man right here, so it's going to be great. Should we go for a walk around and a look, Ian?
Yeah, absolutely, yep. Great to have you here, Dave.
So, Ian, in the brand's 54 years in New Zealand, it's been through a couple of transitions. It's used the FUSO name, and then it went to the parent Mitsubishi name, and in 2016 came back to FUSO, and then in 2019, when you allowed us to extensively cover the genesis of the new range when it was coming, you know, the new FUSO Shogun, and we did a lot of media about that, and now this is Generation 8, the new FUSO Shogun, and of course the big ticket item is 530, which tells us it's the most powerful FUSO ever, and certainly the safest FUSO ever, and possibly the most powerful Japanese truck we've seen in New Zealand.
Yeah, you've got that right, Dave. You know, said 2019 we introduced the model Euro 6. Euro 6, we were the first ones into the market with Euro 6, and you know, some of our competitors are still on Euro 5s, but Euro 6 regulations only just come in in November last month. So we are ahead of the game there and getting that Euro 6 technology and getting the latest generation engine, so that was really important. And so, yeah, with this Gen 8, we're really proud to be introducing the latest and safest truck. It's certainly the most powerful Japanese truck out there, 530 horsepower, but as you know, just as importantly, 2,600 Newton meters of torque.
And that's really the clincher to it, isn't it? Because there are other trucks that have been around with the 530 on their front, but it's the flat torque curve of that motor, that 13-litre motor, that's just absolutely amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What was 1150 through to about 1450, wasn't it?
900 right up, yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty flat right through that torque range, and peaks out at 2,600 Newton meters, which is a shade over 1,900 pound-foot in old money.
Old money, yeah.
Old money,
for
the grey headset that are going, what the hell's that actually mean? Yeah. So and of course it's a group motor, so just talk to us about, like, when you say, oh, it's a group motor, what does that actually mean?
This motor is part of, we're part of the Daimler Group, FUSO, Freightliner, and obviously Mercedes-Benz, Daimler Trucking, and they're the largest commercial group truck manufacturer in the world. So this engine is possibly the highest volume heavy-duty engine in the world.
Right, okay.
It's in 3 continents, in Europe, obviously with Mercedes-Benz, but it's a DD13 built in America and going into the Freightliners.
Yeah.
And as you know, that Freightliner dominates that American Class 8 market with something like 40% market share based on amazing fuel economy for those big long haul. And then of course we've got it in the Asian continent now with the FUSO. So this motor is sold over 3 continents around the world, and it is the highest volume heavy duty motor. And that's why it's still getting developed, even though we're heading to the world of zero emissions and that. We've still
got to feed the people, Ian. We've still got to put stuff on the shelves of the shops and in the cupboards, don't we?
Yep. And this upgrade to 530 from the previous 510 isn't just about the power and torque, it's also fuel economy. Got a 4% fuel economy improvement. So it's obviously key as well. So yeah, we're really pleased to be able to have this motor in our truck.
Ideal.
Whole powertrain. Yeah.
So we've just finished talking about the engine and the driveline and all that, but there's never actually been a FUSO in history that's looked after its occupants like this one, Ian.
You did right there, Dave. This latest generation is just up the game again, and with the safety features, we've got the latest Active Brake 6 system in there. Better cameras, better radars. We introduced some corner radars as well, front blind spot. So
dual side guards?
Yeah, dual side guard. So the active side guard now is dual as well. And so just continually putting in that extra safety features. And it's one of the benefits of being part of the Daimler. We've got the same electrical architecture as the Mercedes-Benz. We can take the latest and greatest that's coming out of Germany with the way safety features and put them into the Shogun. So it just keeps us right up there.
So certainly the safest FUSO there's ever been. Dare I say the safest Japanese truck there's ever been. Are you willing to defend that one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got some technology in here that the competitors don't have, and so absolutely, it's the safest FUSO out there going on the road.
Well, certainly we're going for a drive this afternoon. I hope we don't have to put that to the test.
No, well, you never know, and that's why that's technology's there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, shall we go and sort of delve a bit deeper into the innards of the beast?
Great idea.
Right, here we are, the heart of the beast, and you're pretty confident about that 13-litre piece of iron under there, aren't you? It's potentially the most prolific 13-litre diesel motor on the planet?
Yeah, I think it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. We're out scientific facts, but there we go. It's certainly, it's sold and produced at 3 continents. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you think about 13-litre Daimler global motor, it's going to be prolific, isn't it? There's no question about that. Yeah. But as much as we'd love to stand here all day talking about the 530, it's not the only part of the story, is it?
No. So with this Generation 8, we've got 3 engine variants. We've got the 8-litre 360.
Yep.
And we've just introduced a new model on that, and the 360 tipper. So fleet spec, entry level sort of tipper. Still got capability to pull a trailer, when it needs to, but also that great small manoeuvrability on and off work sites, etc. So that's a new model in the range with the new Shogun 360 tipper. We've got the 11-litre engine, which is for 460 models.
Yep.
And that comes across the full range as well, tipper, tracked, and 8x4.
Right.
So that's the mainstream engine, and then of course the 13-litre, which is the Hera.
Yeah.
Hero truck. Yep.
So shift pilot behind, obviously.
Yep. All models run the Daimler shift pilot transmission, 12 speed. So common spec right through. Obviously different variations. The 13-litre engine's got the heavy duty G330.
Yep.
This unit's rated at 70-ton GCW now.
Right.
So as part of that, we've upped the GCW rating, and the other right through with the Daimler transmission, and then FUSO diffs. In the back end there again with the bigger diffs with the 530. So the other key thing is chassis, lightweight chassis. This rig cab chassis 530 tractor unit, it's only 7.7.
Wow.
And then fully rigged like this, it's about 8.6. So really light. I mean, that's up to a ton lighter than some of the opposition 530, 540 product.
One question for you, Ian. I mean, this is going to be on the tip of the tongue of every New Zealand transport operator when they're looking at it, and you know what it is because you've been around the game a long time. A second steer axle about here somewhere. Is that on the plan for the 530?
No. Do you really need that in our market?
No.
Of course we do.
Of course we
do. That is the key product. That's the model that we all want to get, and for a New Zealand market, 8x4s is key, but as we know, it is a New Zealand unique issue, wanting an 8x4 for line haul. So good news is the project is signed off in Japan. They're going to build the 8x4 for us. We're still negotiating that timing, and that's the issue. Priorities and, little market wanting that particular product. But the project is signed off, and so just watch the space is probably what I could say, but yeah.
And of course the great thing is, and I say this super duper honestly, hand on heart, you've been around this product for so long. When we get an 8-wheeler, it's going to be the right New Zealand 8. It's going to be for us, isn't it? It's going to be on the money.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be our spec for New Zealand market. Australia's not really interested in 8x4, so no, it's spec for us.
It's in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Excellent. Look, fantastic.
Side little story, my very first project when I started building as the truck engineer at Pororua we had a 6x4 400 twin turbo V8.
Twin turbo V8 400. Oh my goodness! And with the old air cleaners.
That's it. And Mr. White, the national sales manager, said, "Ian, we need an 8-wheeler. Factory doesn't make an 8-wheeler. Build us an 8-wheeler." So in those days, we were able to get axles out of the factory, and so one of my
first
projects
got the hacksaw and the gas axe, and you're into it.
Yeah, we did, and away we went. We built 8x4s. So nothing much has changed in those 34 years.
Yeah. Except it comes out of the factory on demand.
That's right. So so we'll be excited to get that. The other great thing is with the Generation 8, we're able to now do 8x4 tractor units. So,
that's a thing, isn't it?
And we haven't been able to do that with this Euro 6 product in the last 6 years. We just haven't been able to get that wheelbase shortened and up enough. But so with the Generation 8, we've got 8x4 tractor units that we'll be able to produce too.
So when you're thinking 8x4 tractor unit, 530, 2600 Newton meters, 12-speed AMT, beefy driveline, quad.
Yep.
Wow.
Quad
sweet
semis.
Sweet spot city, Arizona.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
And even short, short tippers and bitumen tippers, that sort of thing as well. And of course, right now we can do the 460 8x4 tractor.
Well, no one likes the face of their children better than a parent, so let's go and talk about the face. So, Ian, story. First time I ever saw one of these was actually Japan Mobility Show or Tokyo Mobility Show, whatever it is, 2023. three.
Yep, that's right.
There was a red one there, 8-wheeler, long wheelbase, and the crowd sort of parted, and there it was, this FUSO looking at me, and I was like, oh my goodness, FB315 vibes. Big black grille, wrap around. How fantastic is that? And it's a feature that FUSO stuck with for a long time. Like even the 400 Shoguns, the 400 series had they started with that flat black, you know, carried the black flat.
Yep.
And of course now this is back. There are cosmetic variations you can do to it if you want this cut line here and color coded, or you can have as with the tip truck later that we'll be driving, the full wraparound black. Like I look at, love it, because it takes me back to the days when life was simple and trucks were great. Was that an intentional thing? Is that actually a tip of the hat to the past?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. A tip back, a retro look back to that 315, FB 315, 82. That came out. So yeah, that's the whole intention. FUSO call it their black belt design.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of theme going over to the other models too, the Canter as well. So the bit of a black belt with the new Canter facelift that we bought in earlier this year. So yeah, that's certainly part of the design. The other key driver for this is around aerodynamics, improving the aerodynamics.
Right, yeah.
I've done a lot of work with smoothing the surfaces, closing up the air gaps, and so the aerodynamics has been greatly improved, and it directly contributes to fuel economy.
Yep.
They're talking 0.3% improvement in fuel economy.
Just through shape.
Just through this front bumper shape and edge design. Also, new headlights, full LED headlights as well in there, and aerodynamically, curved round, etc. So. Yeah, the whole front end is about improving the aero to ultimately improve fuel economy.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. It's always great seeing recognition of where you came from and honouring that in new models.
And the customers, like we've done with this one, we played around with the paint lines a bit, and customers will do that too. So yeah, there's some great variations.
So you can certainly make it yours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Right, so those lights look a bit snazzy, and I've got to say, that's a bit Star Trekky.
The latest LED tail lights there, they're pretty cool looking, and again, look, a small thing, LED tail lights are not new, but these are sequential ones, and of course, just add that safety factor of, faster reacting and all the rest of it.
Of course, the thing that, punters always worry about is it looks great when it's new, and then you break one, and then they get the frighteners on when they get the bill for the new one, for the spare part one. But you guys have gone into battle and these are reasonably priced as a replacement?
Absolutely. FUSO Japan took on board the fact that if it wasn't priced, the replacement wasn't priced properly, right, then they wouldn't get replaced when they get damaged. So no, we've got some good pricing out there for replacements for the inevitable happens when they do get
when life gets in the way.
Yeah, that's it.
If I might steal a line from a famous parody song, and we're talking about it breaks, Ian, but not as we know it.
True. This is the Generation 8 Shogun's got the latest Wabco brake system in it. It's a real brake-by-wire system.
Oh, really?
Signals off the pedals are all electrical.
Yep.
Again, faster reacting, all of that. But it's at the same time, it's got a full air backup system too.
Right. Okay.
So dual system in there, just covering it because it's brakes and you don't take any chances with brakes.
Well, you need to stop.
You do need to stop.
When even if the radar says I need to stop, the rest of it has to stop.
So no, that's one of the key upgrades with the brake system for the Generation 8 Shogun.
Excellent. Fantastic. Right, we were going to come and have a look at how easy the new Shogun is to get into, because that's a bit of a history with Japanese trucks, is getting it back in the early days and how far it's come. But I noticed this on the way around, the new radar for the dual side guard, that's really tidy, isn't it? Compared to quite often they used to be big installations, but that's been lovely built into there, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's a great improvement. As you say, previous model was a bit of a large radar unit just on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Bodybuilders weren't that fussed about it, got in the way a bit, but now with this new generation, we've got left and right-hand radar with the active side guard too, and nicely built into that mudguard. So it's tucked out of the way, but monitoring left and right-hand side. You plug a trailer in and it automatically talks to the trailer and it'll work out the length of it, so it'll look further back. So
and even if you don't plug an EBS trailer in, even if it's just an ABS trailer, it just makes an assumption that it needs to look further than the length of the truck.
Just the length of the truck. So
cool.
Really smart technology. And monitoring that key left-hand side as well,
Yeah.
for pedestrians and you know, cars and that. So the moment you go to turn, if you go to turn left and there's something there, the truck will alert you and it will actually brake it as well if it's less than 20 kilometres an hour speed. So
Right, cool. And you were saying that
good.
that little bump there is also quite a handy little bump.
So again, radar units on the corners across the front bumper here. This is part of the front blind spot information system, so monitoring when you go to take off, is there something in front of you?
3 steps in the floor.
Yep.
Grab handles here and here, like it's easy as, isn't it?
It
to
is,
get in and
yeah,
out
yeah.
of?
The steps are closer together, so, and the key thing is cascading in, so
Yeah.
there's that natural walking in and of
you
course
just
climbing out.
There's less chance of catching that toe or as you're coming
Yeah,
out and,
yeah, right.
and ending up in a heap on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's been a key, a great upgrade too with the Generation 8 to just make that safer for that entry and exit.
Oh well, doors
Yeah.
open. Shall we get in and have a look?
Absolutely. Let's have a look inside. Yeah.
Okay, we're inside the interior of the new Shogun 530, and love the name for this cab variant. You've called it the high top. Fantastically practical, Ian. Thank you for that, because you can muck that up so badly in our industry, calling them not the name they've called them. So it's a high top, and there's oodles of room in here. It's got the, I suppose, would you call it the group look that first appeared in 2019, like the new group look, and obviously it's
Yep.
very familiar with the parent look,
Exactly,
but.
Yep.
Very love some of the stuff you've done, like the stitching on the door cards, the stitch seats, the fancy
diamond stitch leather seat. So
diamond stitch
Yeah.
leather seats,
Yeah.
the sparkly blue
Yep.
fascia, the
Gunmetal blue.
gunmetal
Yep.
blue. Yeah, it's really cool. This is really neat. The new trailer control and park brake system, trailer stability control, and just a lovely work environment, really.
Full electric park brake system down here, which is again we've sourced out of our parent company Daimler. It's common to what's used in the Mercedes. Auto release, so you know,
Yep.
seatbelt on, park brake off, away we go. Auto release, which is great, but just as importantly, it's got some good safety features about auto apply. If you haven't put the park brake on, you open the door, you get a warning, and it will automatically apply the park brake. So there's some great safety features
If
there.
you do not heed the warning. Keys in the tub and then just press the button.
That's it. Yep.
Yep. I asked you what this was, this little slot here, and you said, "Oh, it's a throwover from the Japanese variant where it's a card holder." And I thought, well, because I thought it was like a driver's identity fob holder, but it's just to hold like bridge and access cards, which is actually really cool. I think that's really cool, like with port induction cards and things nowadays.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
this,
Yep.
if they're all
Nice,
there, fuel
convenient.
cards and things, so that's quite neat. Easily cleanable. You know me, I've written about it a lot over the years about the sea of islands in the middle of the cab in the Japanese trucks, but that is what it is, and that's how they are, and that'll never change. And so
Yep. Yeah, that's what
that's just how we are, and it's great for storage.
we've got a new upgraded audio system or a multimedia system, 8-inch audio unit. Popped it out from the dash a bit. It's a bit easier to reach for the driver. Got some good buttons and a volume knob, so you know, practical when you're
Yep.
bouncing up and down in the seat. So really driver friendly, so that's good. The new units, you can plug in 6 cameras into it if you want, so you can
Right.
have 6 different cameras into the new unit. And it's got some good add-on accessories. You can put on a driver dash cam recorder, looking both externally and internally.
Right. Yep.
As well, and also some additional cameras with the triggered from, you know, the indicator triggered cameras that you can mount on your mirrors.
Right.
or-
Yeah. So put the indicator
Pull up.
on, shows you down. Yeah.
Shows you that left-hand side.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So are they aftermarkets or do they? Can you spec those?
They're accessories through the dealer. You order it when you order the truck. Yep.
Great. And
Yep.
it
Yep.
turns up to you. She's good to go.
It does. Yep.
Fantastic.
The
Yep.
standard spec is a full high definition rear view camera. Comes with that as standard, and you can, you know, put your add-ons onto
Yep.
that. Yep.
Excellent. It's just a lovely environment. So the pitch of the truck, you don't spend the exorbitant amount of money that you spend prepping a truck for a market and getting it ready without having a think about where you want it to fit in that market. Where's 530 Shogun fit? Who are you? Who's in your sights?
Well, yeah, with this upgrade to 530, certainly in the sights is that lower end of the European competitors there. You know, this truck is now got the grunt to be doing line haul. You know, pulling 4-axle semis, etc., and at 50 max, and you know we're heading towards 54-ton max by the way it's going. So absolutely targeting into that market. And with that in mind, that was part of the reason to up-spec the interior, recognising the drivers have got an influence in what they want to drive and need to feel comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's sort of the point I was going to say, because you could be very comfortable carting containers off the wharf in Auckland, but this environment, you would easily hook up to a B train and go to Turangi at night, Yep. Obviously not on the same person or the same driving hours regulations, Ian, but the truck in terms of ambience and environment, you know what I mean? It can be a servant to whatever master you want to be, really.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's quiet. It's one of the big feedbacks with the new model is how much quieter it is. It's got the large, what we call the extra silence package that we spec out of the factory, extra sound deadening, a very thick rear bed. So very, very quiet.
So I see that in the literature, that the silent package, but that's a standard fit.
That's
a standard fit.
Yep.
Okay.
Standard
Cool.
fit.
Excellent. Well, that was fantastic. Great walk around. Great look at the inside of it. The only thing left to do is go and have a bite of eat and then go and take one for a burn.
That's the plan. Yep.
Well, there we have it, Ian. A big day, the walk around, then the drive around the relatively horrible hinterland of Auckland. Auckland's got some real amazing roads in its hinterland, eh? I've ridden it over the years in pieces, it's rough country out there, big gradients, but she handled it well, 530 horsepower, 2,600 Newton meters. So, but again, 530 is not the only story in the range, is it?
No, with this new Generation 8, we've got a full model range from that 360 tipper that we talked a bit about earlier, right through to the 400s and then the 460s and the 8x4s and then of course the top of the line 530 and the 6x4 rigid and tractor. So yeah, full model range in there. Yep.
And of course, but coming back to the range, and of course the 530 and the Japanese truck market, class leading power and torque and safety. It's the safest FUSO, and you're happy to argue in the public bar the safest Japanese truck ever.
Not ever, at the moment, all right?
Yeah. Up to the current day.
Yeah, that's right.
Up to the current day, yeah. So what about service intervals? Quick chat about service intervals?
Yeah, service intervals, again, with that European powertrain, we get European service intervals, so 60,000 kilometres or 2 years. So, seriously good service intervals in there. And that's backed by the FUSO 5-year, 500,000 K warranty on the Shogun.
Right,
so,
5-year, 500,000 K warranty.
Yeah.
Next thing for you to do is to come and have a drive one, just like I did, isn't it? There's 5 of them in the country available for a day out.
Yeah, absolutely, or more if you need. But we've got 5 demonstrators spread around the country. They're moving around the country. So give your Keith Andrews dealer a call and book a test drive.
And a fantastic day. I mean, it's a brand that's been around as long as I've been around, just about. And so really good just to keep up to date with it and enjoy the day out. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Well, great to have you, Dave, and glad you enjoyed the day.
Fantastic.
Enjoyed the ride. Cheers.